Hello students, how are you all? Welcome back to the Talent and Knowledge Management class. Today we start the last unit, that is fifth unit. Previously we learned about talent and knowledge management, information concepts. Today we are exclusive understanding about how the knowledge management is going to show its impact on the organization. You know very well with the information whatever you had from the previous classes, knowledge is nothing but the valuable information actually which helps us to take appropriate decision. Where do you find the knowledge you will find in terms of the what you call senior most employees, in terms of what you call textual format, in terms of the experience. That means knowledge may be in different forms, like a tacit form will be there, explicit form would be there. Appropriately tapping that knowledge, and whenever use arises, make use of that knowledge is known as the knowledge management. As far as the organization is concerned, group of people working together for reaching to a common goal or a common objective. So many dynamics would be there, day-to-day changes would be there in terms of the markets, in terms of what you call financial aspects are concerned. Hence, appropriate way knowledge management is huge and as well as essential. How the knowledge management is going to impact on the organizations, let us see the information. So generally the knowledge management is going to show its impact in 4 dimensions. One is called people, the second one is the process, the product, and as well as the organizational performance. So in the first point, what do you mean knowledge? Knowledge management either directly or indirectly affect an organization. So here, directly means within the organization, among us the employees, between the departments, exchange of information would be there, exchange of experiences would be there. Same way, outside means indirectly. What do you mean by that? The stakeholders would be there regarding the company's concern, like suppliers would be there. So these people are going to affect the what you called the progress of the organization, which is also nothing but a kind of the knowledge management. So what are those 4 Ds, 4 dimensions? Generally, to understand about the knowledge management as far as the impact on the organization is concerned, one is the people, process, product, and as well as the organizational performance. Let us discuss the first one, what to call that people. Learning helps the organization to grow constantly and maintaining pace with the changing business environment like market conditions, economy, technology, and so on. As all of us are very much aware that the change is inevitable. We cannot expect the conditions whichever prevailed today, tomorrow also. Change would be there. Let us take the COVID situation itself. 2 years back, the situation was quite different comparatively the present situation. The people are, fearing to come out even. When the entire, nation comes to the lockdown, nobody knows. So, big companies are impacted with what you call all these COVID aftermath, situations. So right kind of knowledge really makes people here, in the sense the employees, stakeholders, to react the existing situations accordingly. Here the second point, KM means knowledge management. KM, knowledge management, improve the learning in the organization among the employees with the help of internal sources and external sources. So within the employees, experience sharing would be there, skills sharing would be there. Through the external sources also, knowledge may be flowing inside the organization. Appropriate way managing this knowledge really develops the attitude of the employees towards their job, towards their attending the tasks are concerned. Finally, it creates a job satisfaction. The knowledge management helps in bringing flexibility in the employees and also increases their job satisfaction. This is most important point. One cannot be, resistant towards a change. The modern day successive mantra is nothing but to be flexible. According to the situation, one to change its course of action. Either that might be a HR information or a financial kind of information, marketing of the products are concerned. Overall way, the appropriate way managing of the knowledge management create job satisfaction. The three different dimensions of impact of knowledge management which affect people in an organization, they are employee learning, employee adaptability, employee job satisfaction. Overall way, the stakeholders of the organization, especially the employees, are going to have the impact through this appropriate way of the knowledge management. Employee learning. Always employees will be in a mood of understanding and imbibing the current available knowledge. What you call that? Employee learning. Always they will be in a situation to improve their skills. Employee adaptability will also increase. According to the situation, they trained to react. Sometimes huge demand would be there. The people who works in a production area need to stay back for longer hours. Adaptability. The final one, the employee job satisfaction. Appropriate knowledge management creates a job satisfaction. So the people, one of the aspect of what called four dimensions as far as the organization is concerned, which is going to affect hugely by the appropriate knowledge management procedures. Where's the second one? Processes. Processes means actions, activities which converts into a ultimate product or ultimate service or to a ultimate result. So processes widen scope for improvement in the organizational process by using knowledge management. Appropriate way, standardized procedures or the processes leads to the savings of what you call lot more resources like time, like financial assistance. It helps in improving various functions like marketing, sales, advertising, engineering, accounting, production, and so on in the organization. So the knowledge management is going to standardize the procedures in every aspect of the business is concerned, in every part of the organization is concerned, like in the marketing, sales, advertising, for appropriate way of making decisions. If procedures are concerned, processes are concerned, the three-dimensional impact of the knowledge management would be efficiency, effectiveness, and innovation. Efficiency, the procedures are going to be so efficient that much more cost saving would be there, time saving would be there. The results are going to be highly effective. The innovation means here more creativity will be there. In the procedures, new kind of things will be developed. So this is actually what I mean by processes, how actually they are going to impacted by what we call appropriate knowledge management. The third one, products. That might be a service or else a physical products. The knowledge management impacts organizational products in two ways. One is value-added products and knowledge-based products. The best examples for value-added products are nothing but the physical products. Let us take cell phones. Few companies will be occupying a very good position in the market. Customer generally prefers those cell phones because every time they are going to involve new features. External memory will be increased. Pixel rate of the screen will be improved. The appearance of what you call the phone will be good. Colors are going to be trendy. What you call this value added products, which can be done through appropriate way of knowledge management. Few other products would be there, knowledge based products, especially these things you find in the service industries, like consulting firms would be there, software consulting firms, legal assistance firms, taxation, audit, understand? So new procedures can be improved, can be implemented by appropriate way, what you call managing the knowledge. Key, that is, knowledge management impacts organizational products in two ways. One is value added products and number two is knowledge based products. Value added products are those products which are improved by adding additional value to it. Just now we discussed in terms of the cell phones are concerned, bikes are concerned, cars are concerned. Every year at the starting of the year you will find new models, improved models. Knowledge based products and services like software consulting, legal expertise and so on make use of knowledge management to offer innovative and customized solution to customers and clients. Organizational performance next. The knowledge management empowers and helps the employees in increasing their learning efficiency about customer problems in improving quality and create innovative solutions for customer and client needs. So, appropriate way of knowledge management really improves the understanding power of what to call the employees. They will be in a position to cleanly observe the actual needs of what to call the consumer. Accordingly, they are going to involve innovative things in the products in terms of the services. Sometimes tailor-made what to call services. Finally, the customers are going to satisfy. Knowledge management impact organizational performance directly or indirectly. That is, the impact, the effect, the changes, whatever one can observe in the organization through the appropriate way of knowledge management. Few things can be observed directly. Few things cannot be observed directly. That is indirectly. Overall way, appropriate knowledge management benefits the what we call organization itself. Next, we are going to discuss what are the factors influencing the knowledge management. The first one is the contingency view of knowledge management, effects of task characteristics, effects of knowledge characteristics, and effects of organizational and environmental characteristics, identification of appropriate knowledge management solutions. Let us discuss one by one how they are going to show the impact on the KM, knowledge management. Contingency view of knowledge management. Contingency view considered as a multiple alternative path and suitable path for among the multiple paths are applied to make the process successful. Under contingency view, there will not be a fixed path, a fixed solution for any problem whichever arises in the organization. A ready-made solution will never be allowed. According to the situation, changes would be there in the solution. What you call that? Contingency, based upon the need, based upon the importance. Multiple kind of what you called solutions would be available. Multiple approaches would be there, multiple paths would be there. In all those paths, approaches, whichever is suitable to the existing situation will be applied. What you call that? Contingency view. The path to be applied in the knowledge management totally depends upon the circumstances. That's what. One cannot expect a prefixed solution in contingency approach. It's all the circumstances, it's all the situations. The factors which influences process are environmental, organizational, task-oriented, knowledge-oriented. So while applying this contingency view, these are the few factors which have their own impact. Like environmental, internal environment will be there, external environment would be there. Within the what you called organization, and the kind of what you called task whichever need to be attended, and as well as regarding all the above things, the available knowledge. So while continuous approach being applied, these things will be considered carefully. The second is the effects of task characteristics. So here the entire information can be subdivided into what you called 4-box information. On the y-axis, that is marginal side, one can have the task interdependence. In the x-axis, one can have task uncertainty. Now the situations low, high, internalization, externalization, routines, direction, exchange combination, routines, direction, socialization. So these are the task characteristics, how they are going to impact. Knowledge management processes suitable based on nature of the task existing. So based upon the task only appropriate processes will be used. The two characteristics, namely task uncertainty and task interdependency, are considered as influencing the appropriate knowledge management processes. What are the effective characteristics here? Uncertainty and as well as interdependence. As per the figure, independent tasks considered as internalization and externalization. So interdependent considers exchange, combination and socialization technique. Directions and routines can be utilized for both independent and interdependent tasks because of their suitability towards the task uncertainty. So overall, based upon the task, the knowledge management solution will develop its own course of action. The third one is the effects of knowledge characteristics. So 3 knowledge characteristics includes explicit versus tacit, procedural versus declarative, general versus specific. These are the forms of the knowledge we elaborately discussed earlier. Knowledge sometimes can be stored, can be saved, but some knowledge cannot be stored. Only through the experience only can be learned. That is explicit, tacit. So for tacit and explicit knowledge, there is no difference between directions and routines. Same processes will be followed. The directions and routines are mainly applied to procedural knowledge and also applied to tacit and explicit knowledge. Step-by-step procedure process. In the knowledge management processes, the elements applied for declarative knowledge are discovery, capture and sharing. So these are the techniques which are applied for discovery. That is declarative. What is a declarative knowledge? Or discovery, capture and sharing. The knowledge management processes cannot contribute much to the given type of knowledge due to factors like ineffective management or expensive or too slow or operating at lower cost. So these are some of the reasons sometimes knowledge management cannot give expected results because of ineffective management decision makers. Sometimes it is going to be highly expensive, sometimes too slow in giving the results, and highly costly for operating. The fourth one, effects of organizational and environmental characteristics. How these are going to affect the knowledge management process. There are three influencing factors are there. One is organization size and its strategy and uncertainty. Small companies will be there, big companies will be there, mid-sized companies will be there. Based upon that, the application of the knowledge management is going to have its impacts. So knowledge sharing through exchange is the suitable for large organizations. So automobile manufacturers would be there. They will be sharing what to call information with other what to call same company with the same kind of products. That will be viable in those levels, higher level of companies. Socialization is suitable for small organizations. So within the organization, sharing of the knowledge is going to be more effective as far as the small organizations are concerned. Organizations pursuing a low-cost strategy should focus on applying existing knowledge instead of creating new knowledge. Generally, the companies which prefers low cost, better to focus on the whatever knowledge already have been gained in the organization rather than creating a new knowledge. Now understand the identification of appropriate knowledge management solutions. This is a 7-step procedure. One is called access the contingency factors, identify that KM processes based on a contingency factor, prioritize the needed KM processes, identify the existing KM processes, identify the additional needed KM processes, assess KM infrastructure, and develop additional needed KM means knowledge management systems, mechanism and technologies. So here the type of knowledge like general or specific or declarative or procedural or explicit should be clearly stated, and as well as identification of the knowledge management process, carrying out its tasks and the various factors which are responsible for influencing knowledge management process are helpful. And also to prioritize the needed knowledge management processes for carrying out the task of needed knowledge management process which is suitable should be located. And overall way, by following this procedure, And finally, developing additional needed knowledge management system and mechanisms and technologies will benefit the overall organizational advancements. So these are all called identification of appropriate knowledge management solution steps. 7 steps are there. The first one is access the contingency factors, identify that knowledge management processes based on a contingency factor, prioritize the needed knowledge management processes, identify the existing knowledge management processes, identify the additional needed knowledge management processes, assess knowledge management infrastructure, and finally develop additional needed knowledge management systems, mechanism and technologies. So today what we have discussed, so started the 5th unit, organizational impacts of knowledge management. So people, processes, product and organizational performance. These are the 4 dimensions in which one can experience the knowledge management impact. Exclusively about people, especially employees, we discussed. So the knowledge management helps in employee learning, employee adaptability and employee job satisfaction. And the knowledge management affects the processes in 3 ways. 3D impact. What is that? In developing efficient processes and creating effective processes and also developing innovative processes. And regarding the products, impacts the products in 2 ways. One is value added products and the second one is knowledge based products. How the overall organizational performance is going to impact. That might be directly or indirectly one can have. So knowledge management empowers and helps the employees in increasing their learning efficiency about customer problems, in improving quality and create innovative solutions for customer and client needs. And the final thing is factors influencing knowledge management, continuous view of knowledge management, effects of task characteristics, effects of knowledge characteristics, effects of organizational and environmental characteristics, identification of appropriate knowledge management solutions. These are the factors. So continuous view of knowledge management. So multiple paths would be there to attend a problem, not a single path. These are various tasks based upon the situations. So KM process is suitable based on the nature of task existing. So uncertainty and interdependence are the 2 major characteristics which affects the knowledge management processes. Variety kinds of knowledges. Explicit was tacit, procedural was declarative, general was specific. So environmental characteristics like size, strategy, and uncertainty. Based on the size of the organization, like large organization, suggestible way of sharing knowledge through exchange, for small organization through the socialization. So these are the appropriate steps for finding appropriate knowledge management solutions. 7 steps are there. I stop here. We continue in the next class. Thank you so much.